So you want to be a profitable trader. Yet the problem is, what you're doing now, no matter how productive it feels, probably isn't conducive to making that happen. Following signals, trying to flip accounts, watching endless strategy tutorials, trying to learn 101 different things. These things actually do more harm than good. But today we're going to change that. I'm going to show you the 4-step process that separates losing traders from funded, profitable ones. And this is the path that my best students follow. If you want to stop losing, stop guessing, and start winning, this is exactly what you need to do. But first, we need to look at why so many traders lose. So be honest, is this you? You keep switching strategies. You over-leverage and risk too much. You pass challenges and then blow them up. You don't fully trust your trades. And you've made money, but you can't keep it. These are all very common problems that traders face in their journey. And if it is the case that you're facing these problems as well, the good news is that it's not because you're dumb. It's not because you're not cut out for this or you're not smart enough. It's just that no one's ever showed you the full process. You're trapped in the false hope loop. You find a strategy on YouTube or through a course. You try it out for a little bit, but as soon as you start losing, you give up on it. And then you go back to square one, hard resetting your progress and starting the loop again. And this is the trader's hell loop. The content feels helpful, the strategy looks good, but without any structure, your accounts just keep bleeding slowly. So how do we fix this? Well, what we're going to do today is take you from chaos to control. We're going to take you from random entries to planned triggers, from overtrading to selective precision, and from an emotional-led way of trading to a system-led mindset. Losing traders chase entries. Winning traders follow systems, and we're going to shift you to a rules-based system so that you can win. Now, I said we were going to be following a 4-step process, and we are. The framework in question is what I call the LTVE trading model. Now, this is nothing crazy. It's an abbreviation for learn, test, validate, earn. And this is pretty much the key to the kingdom if you want to actually win at trading. If you follow this process, you will win a lot faster than you are right now. And by the end of this class, you'll have everything you need to win consistently, get funded, and make real money in the markets. So with that said, let's get into step number 1. Step 1, learn. You might already think that you've learned a lot. You've probably watched countless videos. You've probably learned 10 different styles of trading and 10 different ways to approach the markets. You probably know 50 different entry models, 50 different confluences. There is so much that you have learned in your mind. But the real problem here is that while you've been learning these little fragments, you've most likely, like most traders, never actually learned something beneficial. So you consume content, you could watch 1,000 study videos. You could binge different strategies and master the charts in a way that you understand everything about them. But the problem is, although you've been learning lots of these fragments, you've never learned a full system. You've never learned the full process. And the truth is, you don't need to know every strategy. You don't need to learn 500 concepts. You just need to learn one system. But you do need to learn it all the way through. Imagine logging in each day and knowing exactly what to do. No confusion, no stress, no frustration, just clarity, calm, and a system that wins. That's the position you need to get through the learning stage. And that means we do not want to just focus on chart patterns. There's so much more to it that we need to look at, like mindset, risk management, macroeconomics, and everything else that builds up a successful trading strategy. Yes, you may have learned a lot already, but you're going to need to synthesize that information into a step-by-step process that's applicable every time you come to the markets. It's not about learning 101 new random things. It's about learning one clear-cut approach to trading, but all the way through from start to finish. One strategy, one system. You can learn through mentors. You can learn through reverse engineering the markets. You can learn by taking everything you already know and watering it down to its most simplistic format and trying to build that into a simple rules-based approach to trading. Now, one tip I will give you, one piece of advice, will be to learn from one mentor. Now, whether that's me or anyone else, it doesn't really matter, but I say this because when you are learning from 10 different mentors, you're learning 10 different systems, 10 different approaches to trading. And when you're doing that, you're going to be using conflicting concepts. I use supply and demand zones different to someone else. So if you learn from me plus someone else, even though on the surface the concepts look the same. So one thing to really get you ahead, whether it's me or anyone else, is to dial in on one mentor and eliminate all of the other noise. You really need to go all in on the learning phase, because if you fail to get yourself properly educated, it's like deciding from day one that you want to lose forever. So refine your skills, build your system, and then we can move on to step number 2. test. Now, in trading, you can't trust what you haven't proven. I'm sure you felt this before. When you go to get into a trade, but you hesitate, you're feeling nervous, you don't know if the trade's going to win. It's because you don't have any data. You haven't tested the system. You haven't collected information on the system that tells you whether or not it's profitable yet. Failing to test is what causes hesitation about getting in trades. It's what causes you to panic exit trades. Without the data, without the experience, everything you do is a guess and a gamble, and it's really not a good way to trade. See, backtesting builds conviction. When you see something work 100 times, 200 times, then you no longer worry. You know that it works. But most traders quit on a system or a strategy, or quit trading altogether before they ever test something meaningfully. So they never find out if it works. And to tell you what it actually is and what you need to do, well, testing is just where you backtest your system or practice trading your system as if it was real time, but you do it with past price action in a simulation using a backtesting software. The goal is to collect experience, build your eye for the market, and collect data that tells you how profitable your system is, whether it still needs work, or whether it's ready to go. And the reason I tell you to use a simulator, like FX Replay, that's the one that I personally use, is because trading in a simulation allows you to collect years worth of data on the performance of your approach in just a few weeks. See, when you're trading on a demo account or a real account, and you're trying to collect this data in real time, today you can only collect today's data. You can only go as fast as the markets. However, when you backtest, in 1 to 2 months, you could collect 2 to 5 years worth of data. And you can use that to determine the viability of your system. And the reason that it's so fast is because when you're using past price action, you can go through days of data in a single hour, which means you can collect years of data in a few weeks or months. If you spent 2 months backtesting in a simulation, you could collect 5 years of data. But if you spent 2 months trading live, you're only going to collect at most 2 months of trading data, which is 50 times less data that you then have to work with. Now, when you've backtested, you can use your data to eliminate weaknesses where they show up. You can push upon the strengths and improve your trading system. So not only do you validate your system a lot faster, but you also find room for improvement and make your strategy better in a much quicker way. And 9 out of 10 traders skip the testing phase altogether, which means 90% of traders have literally no clue if the strategy they're using can actually make money. Without a system and without the data to back the system, you're literally gambling and guessing as to whether the system actually works, which is why you're so hesitant, it's why you keep making mistakes, and it's why you are endlessly losing right now. To show you how effective this is, here's one of my students who had a problem with info overload. He was strategy hopping from system to system looking for quick fixes, which held him back from winning. But when he committed to testing this test phase and carried out a full year of backtesting using my system, he then went on to get funded and achieve multiple profit payouts. Got funded with multiple firms and hit consistent payouts month after month, and still is to this day. So backtesting is crucial. It is really, really important that you do this. This is what's going to get you years ahead of the competition and years ahead of where you would be elsewhere. And if you want to know the simulator that I use myself, it's FX Replay. There will be a link somewhere in the description. Yes, it costs a bit of money, but it's very cheap per month, and it is the biggest investment that you will make in your trading future. I can promise you that. So make sure you do not skip the testing phase. So once you have your system built out from step 1, step number 2 is the crucial testing phase. And now when that's done, we can move on to step number 3, validate. And I want to start by asking you a question. Do you know the expected return of your system, month by month, quarter by quarter, year by year? Because if you don't, why are you even trading? To make money consistently, we need to know that we have a valid system for doing that. And validation, step number 3, is the final step we have to take to get to the good stuff, the funding, the profit, the ability to quit your 9 to 5. Validation is the process of using demo accounts and small live accounts to pull that strategy that you backtested over into the real-time markets. So through step 1 and 2, you should have a system built out. You should have backtested that system to build data on it. Now in step 3 on validation, we are getting the system that we've tested and validated in past price action and moving it into the real-time markets. And the reason that we do this is because although backtesting is very beneficial, it doesn't give us the psychological aspect that we will feel when we are risking money in a real market. We don't get to see trades taking hours to play out because in a backtest, you can just click all the way through. So what we're doing here is getting used to pulling over the system we've practiced into real time with the potential of losing real money, which is why small live accounts can be good. But if you really don't have any money for that, demo accounts are fine as well. Now, the goal in phase 3 is not to make any money. Okay, we are not focused on the money. We're not focused on the dollar returns. We shouldn't be focused on getting paid significant money here. It's to master your system and master yourself. Because when you do this, you can then comfortably move on to phase 4. Earn. Through the demo and the small live trading phase, where we start to bring things over into real markets, we're going to develop the psychological characteristics and we're going to become better traders because we're dealing with real-time markets. Our patience will improve, our discipline will improve, and the mental factors surrounding real market trading, real money risk, real-time patience are going to all be developed through this validation stage in a way that they wouldn't improve from just backtesting alone. Now, how much validation should you do? In my opinion, you should look to do 2 to 3 months of live validation. If you are not profitable here, you should do more. But if you can see profitability over the span of 2 to 3 months, this is a good sign that what you've backtested over years is now working in real markets as well, and you have the ability to apply it correctly. And now some people will think 2 to 3 months is too long, and I need to make money now. But this is a twisted mindset. It's what keeps you stuck losing, blowing accounts, failing evaluations, and throwing away money and wasting precious time. The question I'd ask you if your mindset is wired this way is, well, how much money have you made so far? How well has rushing into the markets and trying to make profits immediately worked for you until this point? In trading, the slow route, or what looks like the slow route, is often the fastest route to finding your success. You can keep doing what you're doing now and trying to rush to the money. But if that was working for you, you wouldn't be watching this video. So if you try and do that, chances are in 2, 3, or maybe even 5 years, you're still going to be stuck losing, stuck in the same place. In which case, it's a lot faster to just commit the next 6 months to mastering the process. And then you can start making money when you've followed the 4-step plan. Yes, it takes some commitment, but in the end, it will make you money a lot faster. And it will actually take you to profitability instead of leaving you in that statistic of 90% of traders who fail forever and then eventually give up. And when you've completed steps 1, 2, and 3, you're no longer praying. You're refining, you're executing. You're taking real trades with a real system backed by real data. And every step of this process is essential. Backtesting is crucial, but validation is where we start to make things real. So just 2 to 3 months of simple demo or small live account trading will get you familiar and comfortable with the execution in real markets. And when all of this is done, you can move on to step number 4. Earn. And this is where it becomes real. This is where you see the reward for the work and focus that you've put in. So how do we translate the first 3 steps into earning? Well, we've talked about profit targets. You really only need to hit and only should look to consistently achieve between 3 to 5% per month, because that's going to keep you on track and it's realistically achievable. But of course, on $100 or $1,000, this is going to make you at most a few dollars or a few tens or a few hundreds of dollars per month, which I'm sure is not what you're here for. So there's a specific way that we can go about this earning stage, which will take any trader, regardless of their current capital, to the possibility of multi-$1,000 payouts. And that is through prop firms, which are companies that will give you money to trade with if you can prove your skills. Now, all you have to do is enroll in an evaluation and then make around 10% profit without losing 10%. And if you follow the 4-step system we've laid out today, you will have the skill set to do just that. You'll be able to make consistent returns without going into large drawdowns. When you complete this evaluation, you will get a certificate like this. And when you have this certificate, it means you have a funded account. And when you trade on that funded account, you can make payouts like this. And the best thing about prop firms is it makes capital accessible to every trader that has the skills. You can get an evaluation for anywhere between $50 to $500, up to around $100,000 in funding. If you want to spend more, you'll get more funding. And when you have this funded capital, the doors open to massive monthly returns. To break down the math of 3 to 5% per month, on a $100,000 account, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 per month. On a $200K account, it's $6,000 to $10,000. And if you wanted to start small and you only wanted to spend a couple of $100s, you could still make between $750 to $1,250 per month with this small achievable profit goal. Now, this is my performance from the last full year of trading. As you can see, not every month is going to be smooth. On a $200,000 account, this is a minus $2,000 month. And this is a month where I made no money. But these 2 months are over $20,000 in profit each. And these months are all between $4,000 and $12,000 per month. This consistent trading created as a result of the LTV system leads to an equity curve that looks like this, an annual return that looks like this, and if you translate that into dollars, That is a $94,375 return on a $200,000 account, which I'm sure is a lot more than you've made from trading so far and would be an excellent start point for you to get involved in the markets. That's nearly $10,000 per month. And it doesn't take massive percentage returns. It just takes consistency with a system that is proven, tested, and validated. I think funded accounts are the best way for everyone to get started in trading. It's going to build discipline, and it unlocks access to massive amounts of capital without having to risk your own money. And the downside, the money that you lose on their accounts, is not your problem. They take the loss, not you. But you have to finish the 4-step process before you go for funding, because if you don't, you will just endlessly donate money to these funding companies through evaluation fees, and you do not want to do that. It becomes a massive money pit, and you want to avoid it at all costs. But if you follow the 4-step system, you will pass, and you will have the ability to make money. And when you have the funded account, you just continue to follow your validated strategy and watch the money roll in consistently, month after month. It scales too. Your accounts will scale. You can buy new accounts and get more funding. You can just continually grow by applying the same consistent system. And look, I know what I'm talking about. This is not just theory. These are all certificates from my students that I've taught who have followed this process. And this is just a small portion of them. And these are all real payouts from my students as well. Again, just a very small portion of them. So this is not based on theory. This is execution. This has been done by me and by hundreds of others under my guidance. And it can be achieved by you as well. And that is pretty much it. That's the 4-step system. LTVE. Learn, test, validate, earn. Master a system, backtest the system, validate the system in real time, and then utilize it to get funded with $100,000 or more and make multi-$1,000 returns with modest, achievable, consistent monthly targets. Now at this point, you could take all of the information we've covered today and you can start applying this 4-step system and building out your journey to success. But now we can take this 10 steps further to really ensure that you win and ensure you don't get stuck on the way. To make sure you can write messages like this, that you can get notifications like this, that you can get profit withdrawals like this, and that you can get consistency in your payouts like this. We can make all of that happen. But be warned, I'm about to talk about a paid offer. Now, if you're at all interested in working with me to get this done as fast as possible and put an end to your losing cycle, then stick around. If you're 100% not interested, then you can go away now and start applying this 4-step process for yourself and working on building out your success. Now, I don't want to sneak into a sales pitch, so I'm making that clear now. But if you want to see what it's all about, how I can make your life way easier, how we can make sure your goals are hit way faster, and how we can make the profits that you make way bigger than they would be otherwise, then stick around and give me a few minutes and I'll explain what it's all about. I'll be quick. All of the results that you've seen in this class are from students of my trading academy. My academy is a program where I teach my personal trading systems and help you to build the mindset and characteristics of a professional thinking trader. The content includes over 150 lessons covering every single element of successful trading. The program has helped traders like you achieve millions of dollars in funding and profit. And it gives you everything you need to win, step by step, in a simple, systematic manner. But here's the thing. I've got some pretty big news, and I know some people are not going to like hearing this. I'm closing the doors to the academy. Forever. Not for the people that are inside, but from the outside. I'm locking the doors to new enrollments so I can focus on making sure the people inside win. If you're in, you're safe. In fact, it's about to get a lot better. I'm not going to be focusing on enrolling new members. I'm not going to be focusing on onboarding new people into the program. I'm freeing up time from onboarding people to spend that time and spend the focus on the students on the inside. But if you want to get in, you need to do it now. So let me take you through what's included in the academy and how this can change your life. And look, you don't have to take my word for this. You can take it from the students who have made tens of thousands of dollars using the teachings. This trader made a $15,000 withdrawal, and this is just one of many. He's been getting paid out from trading for the past year. This is just one of those payouts. So there's proof that this works. It's not just me telling you it works. There are real results, millions of dollars of real results, and tens of millions of dollars in acquired funding backing this up. So here's what the whole program is about and what you're going to get. I cover in incredible detail the whole process of technical analysis, fundamentals, risk control, mindset, backtesting, planning, journaling, and how to get funded. We cover every element, over 23 different modules and over 30 hours of content. To break down the curriculum, it begins with an optional beginner's course. If you're completely new to trading, this will teach you everything you need to know about Forex and how we trade it. If you're not new to trading, you can just move straight on. In Module 2, Mental Framing, we set you up with the right perception, mentality, attitude, and mindset to approach the market. In Module 3, Risk Management, I show you the mechanical risk control strategies that you can copy and paste into your approach to limit your downside and weigh the probabilities in your favor. Then we move on to macroeconomics, something lesser talked about. But you'll learn how to read political and economic data to gauge the direction of different currencies for high-performing trades. And then we move on to the massive technical chapters, where you'll dive deep into my technical concepts and learn the exact step-by-step systems I use to execute day trades and swing trades. We go through candlesticks, market structure, market efficiency, supply and demand, liquidity concepts, time and price concepts, entry models, key levels, Wyckoff and extra theories and extra concepts, top-down analysis, systemization, and trade management. I decided to create a chapter for every single one of these concepts. Instead of just briefly introducing you to them, I'm teaching you absolutely everything there is to know about each of these individual concepts. And they're all applicable to day trading, swing trading, and also what I call dynamic trading, which is the ability to pair day trading and swing trading together in a simplified format, as you'll learn in the program. Now, when the technicals are said and done, we will move on to helping you build out your trading plan. You'll get guidance all the way through the full process of formulating a personalized trading plan that fits in line with your lifestyle. Then I'll show you how to backtest the systems with the strategies I use to test and validate my system before trading them live. So we're going through the LTVE process together. And in Module 22, Journaling, I'll show you how I journal my trades in real time, how I journal emotions and processes to continue improving as a trader month after month, year after year. And then we'll look at prop firms. I'll show you how to choose the best prop firm to use for your first 6 figures of trading capital, and the blueprint you can use to pass funding challenges every time. Every one of the modules has templates and worksheets alongside, which are actionable resources and quizzes and things you can work with to get quick refreshers on the concepts or to kind of fast track your way to learning how these concepts work. You'll also get some bonus courses, the first one being Iron Mind, which is an 8-part video course dedicated specifically to building your mental resilience as a trader, touching more on specific mindset-focused topics. And Scaling Up, which is a 10-part career progression course, guiding you through the process of scaling your skill set into a full-time trading career. And this program can help you get results like Shah, who made $12,000 in 2 weeks just after getting his $100,000 funded trading account using the concepts in the program. You'll be able to join a global network of traders to get daily access to me and my trade insights. I send video analysis almost every morning, which are concise, full watchlist breakdowns to share with you all my ideas, so you constantly have an endless flow of trades to work with. I post these trades as markups, annotated charts, and setups that you can use to find your own opportunities. And inside of the community, you can join us for live calls almost every single week, 3 to 4 times per month. You can get personal support from myself via a support ticket system, but also inside of the community, where there are also hundreds of other traders happy to help. And you can even request classes to be made. We have a content vault where I add new classes consistently, and if you've got something you want covering, you can request it and it'll end up in there eventually. Now, with everything you get inside the academy, you'll be ready to go out there and start creating results like these students who've already walked the path. And for you to truly have the greatest odds of success, you need to know the exact process to follow with the education and resources I provide, which is why you get the Success Blueprint ebook to start you off. This is a step-by-step guide on exactly what to do, in what order, over what timeframes, to give yourself the best odds of reaching consistency in trading fast. You'll get the Setups Playbook, which is a visualized guide of my most common setups. It's the go-to playbook for a reminder on high-performing trades. You'll get additional cheat sheets that you can print out and keep close to remind yourself of the concepts when you're analyzing the markets. A copy and paste trading plan that you can simply pull for yourself and amend to your personal commitments. And your current situation has zero impact on your chances of success with this trading framework. In fact, the majority of students who join start out from either zero prior trading experience or other mentors, courses, and communities that failed them. See, practically nobody who joins has any level of profitability in the markets before getting involved. But through the courses, the network, the personal support, and the extended education in the members area, they come out the other side as consistently profitable, independent traders. So just know you don't need any experience or background in trading to make this work. This trader was stuck when he joined, but then he got funded and made $64,000 profit in a single phase of trading. And there's nothing stopping you achieving something similar. I mean, even if you just did 1/10 of that, that's $6,400 in returns from trading, which up to this point is probably more than you've made at all. So this program really works. And now, if you join this week, not only will it be your last chance to ever get in, but you're also going to get some extra bonuses. If you join today, but only today, you're going to get the Traders Turnaround Workbook, which is a 50-page workbook I put together to guide you through the process of diagnosing your trading problems and fixing them. So if you're stuck at the moment, this is going to be incredibly impactful for helping you get clear with those problems before you get into the program. If you don't join today, that will be gone. But if you join this week, you're also going to get a collection of 5 resources and templates. The Trader's Progression Kit, which will help you to create, track, and amplify your progress to become a better trader. So here's what you're going to get when you join us today. You're going to get the Trading Academy course. You're going to get the community, extra courses and classes, live calls 3 to 4 times per month, personal support from myself, ebooks, templates, and worksheets to go alongside. And if you join today, you'll get the Fast Track Masterclass, and providing you join this week, you'll get the Trader's Progression Kit. Now, usually the program costs $995, and that's a one-time fee. There's no upsells, no extra payments. But right now, I'm discounting this. I never really do this, but because we're closing the doors, it's now $795. And if you join and find that you don't like the program, there is a 7-day money-back guarantee. So you can just request that, and I'll give you your money back. If I don't help you win, I don't want you to pay me. But you need to act fast. Because when this is over, the doors close for good. This is your last chance to work with me in the Academy. In just a few days, the Academy will be closing from the outside for good. And if you want to join me inside, now is your chance. I will give you everything you need to put this 4-step process into action and make you become a profitable trader. And now the ball is in your court. It's your choice. But I hope to see you inside to help you become a winner. If you want to join, use the link in the description, the first one at the top. That's going to take you to the Trading Academy, and I look forward to working with you on the inside. So I'll see you there.